struggle can only end with their complete and permanent destruction.
We wage a war to save civilization itself. We did not seek it, but we will fight it, and we will prevail.
George Orwell once wrote that it's not a matter of whether the war is not real or if it is. Victory is not possible. The war is not meant to be won. It is meant to be continuous. A hierarchical society is only possible on the basis of poverty and ignorance. This new version is the past, and no different past can ever have existed. In principle, the war effort is always planned to keep society on the brink of starvation. The war is waged by the ruling group against its own subjects, and its object is not the victory over either Eurasia or East Asia, but to keep the very structure of society intact.
There's an old saying in Tennessee, I know it's in Texas, probably in Tennessee, that says, "Fool me once, shame on you." If fool me, we can't get fooled again.
For once, we agree.
The Matrix is a system, Neo. That system is our enemy. But when you're inside, you look around, what do you see? Businessmen, teachers, lawyers, carpenters, the very minds of the people we are trying to save. But until we do, these people are still a part of that system, and that makes them our enemy. You have to understand, most of these people are not ready to be unplugged. And many of them are so inert, so hopelessly dependent on the system, that they will fight to protect it. Were you listening to me, Neo? Or were you looking at the woman in the red dress?
I was...
Look again. Who's it?
If America's the great melting pot, then L.A. public transportation is the gooey shit baked on the bottom. Don't get me wrong. I'm no snob. Just being honest. I've never been one to judge a book by its cover. Unless, of course, the cover of the book reads, "The guy sitting next to me just shit himself." But considering 24 hours ago, I was out there with everything. And now, I'm in here with nothing. I'm in no position to pass judgment. He seems okay sitting in his own shit. Maybe he knows something I don't. The Buddhists say, you achieve total enlightenment when you realize everything in your life is an illusion. Everything. Embracing that kind of thinking definitely makes sitting in your own shit more bearable. And I am what I am. One of those guys you see on the 6 o'clock news, who wakes up, heads off to work, grabs a cup of coffee, and goes on a sick rampage. One of those guys whose friends and neighbors all say,
Who knew? Seemed all right to me.
He was the last person you'd ever expect to do something like this.
Something in his head must have just snapped.
I just snapped. That's too easy. People see what they want, and everyone loves a good lie. Even me. Call me crazy. Everyone else will. But they don't know what I know. That everything I am is an illusion. Everything. Buddhists say, you achieve total enlightenment when you realize everything in your life is an illusion. Everything. People see what they want, and everyone loves a good lie. Even me. Call me crazy. Everyone else will. But they don't know what I know. That everything I am is an illusion. Everything. I guess Buddha had to figure out. Life is the biggest con of them all. Just when you think you got every angle figured, everyone's played. The truth isn't real. And the truth is, everything you thought you knew was an illusion. Everything. Every day, some faceless knob walks out in front of a bus and buys it. They call it fate, God's will. That particular John Doe spent his whole life eating his peas, studying his algebra, saving for his 401k, blah, blah, blah. All that to wind up a brown stain on the windshield of a 10-ton city bus. To be remembered as the poor schmuck that got hit by a bus. Well, fuck that.
Is there anyone who's important to you? There is only one person who matters to me, and I live to protect and serve him. That is our purpose. To show mercy to those who oppose the one you serve. To allow his enemies to live when you could strike them down. This is not compassion. It is a betrayal of your life's very purpose. For what reason do you exist then? You're of use to no one. Your life has no meaning. It is mere existence. Day after day of pain and struggle, signifying nothing. Why is it you're so determined? Because you want all eyes in your village to look on you and recognize you as a great... You see, it is only through the eyes of others that our little lives have any significance. When there is no one who sees you or will even look at you, it's as if you do not exist. Came along and looked at me, and his eyes were not full of hate or fear. He did not shun me for my strangeness. Indeed, my special powers were just what he wanted. He made me necessary again.
Exist to pass down our hopes and dreams for the future through our children. Living is a link to what will come. All life is tethered to the future. Loving each other, teaching each new generation, then the world can change. I finally realized it. The true meaning of life.
And I see a whole army of my countrymen here in defiance of tyranny. You've come to fight as free men. And free men you are. What will you do with that freedom? Will you fight? Against that? No! We will run, and we will live. Aye. Fight, and you may die. Run, and you'll live. At least a while. And dying in your beds, many years from now, would you be willing to trade all the days from this day to that for one chance, just one chance, to come back here and tell our enemies that they may take our lives,
Design the buildings to take
but they'll never take our freedom!
You are enlightened intellectuals. You who want freedom for everything. The freedom that will corrupt our country, corrupt our youth, and freedom that will pave the way for the oppressor. Freedom that will drag our country to the bottom.